But what we offer is this unified field that when we're together, that you can feel. And it is a quickening that happens. And we're certainly not the only people on the planet that do this. There's lots of highly evolved souls on the planet right now doing really, really big work. And in essence, what they're doing is quickening everybody. They're sharing the essence of themselves, just like her and I do, with others. And the effect that that has on somebody is to quicken them. It helps them remember. And it may only be just for a moment. It may be something that happens and they go boom, but that's about them. That's not about her, necessarily about her and I.
Hello, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from MasonWorks Marketing here on For Soul Illumination with my dear friends Viivika and David. Hi, guys. Hi, I'm so glad to see you.
Hi, Kathy. So lovely to be here.
Yes, so I am a huge fan of this work, the Eden template work, and the freedom from the known work, and all of the work that I've done in the past 3 years, I guess it's been, where I don't even look at the world in the same way because of the freedom that I've gained from doing this beautiful work. So for people that may not know you guys, could you, David or Viivika, either one, could you talk a little bit about what the Eden template is and give them a little idea about the opportunity that they have with knowing more about your work?
So it's not so much what the Eden template is, as it is what the Eden template has evolved into. Viivika and I are, as many of you know, are one soul, and we meditate together every day, every single day, sometimes twice a day. And as we do these meditations, we go deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you know anything about the history of my journey, that I went to Africa in 2018 in December and received the transmission of the Eden template. What you may not know is that Viivika received that same transmission at the same time. She's received all of the transmissions that were classes that I offered at some point when I offered classes by myself, and now all of the classes and courses that are offered, we offer together, because we now fully know that we are one soul, and that whatever it is that I receive as a transmission coming in, she receives identically at the same moment. And the Eden template now has fully evolved into an awareness of the original state of consciousness that is in our heart. That is what we refer to as Eden, or the Garden of Eden. And it is available to everyone, and it is the place or the state of our deepest innocence, of our deepest kindness, of our deepest gentleness, and most loving part of ourselves. And as that continues to evolve, because it does, nothing is static, everything grows, everything changes. as that continues to grow inside of us in terms of how it's embodying in us, that now becomes a new energy that is available as a template to be able to share with anybody. And if you're receptive, even remotely a little bit receptive, you will receive it when you're with us. When we are together, whatever it is that we are focusing on, whether it's focusing on each other, whether it's focusing on refining a class or a transmission, whether it's being with other people, like being here today with you, whatever it is that we focus on, there is a field of unity consciousness that forms around us. And instead of using the word unity consciousness, you could say that there is a field of divine love that forms around us. And it is palpable. You can feel it. And I'm not trying to say anything that everybody else hasn't already said on multiple occasions, but it is definitely something you can feel in our presence. And this is not to claim any kind of greatness on our part or anything on that order. If you know us, if you've been around us, if you've experienced us, we're both very humble people. And this work will definitely humble you. Anytime you step out, it will humble you. And I see Viivika smiling and laughing because it's happened to us on a few occasions. And it's not anything really super special, because what happens with us, what we become when we're together like this, it really and truly is the essence of who everyone is. I don't care who you're talking about. There's nobody really special on the planet, because we are all one being. We may be in different stages or phases of our growth and our evolution and our ascension and our embodiment. But essentially, we're all the same being. And we know it, and there's nobody more special than anybody else. We're all just folks.
I love that about you, because I guess I am not pinned. 1 second. Okay, let's see if I can
Hey,
add pin here too. Okay, what I love about the work that I've done for years with you is the fact that the opening that is available for those to remember who they really are is palpable. It's available in recordings. It's available. It's almost as though you slip into it, just like it's a doorway almost. And once you experience it, you set it up. David, I'm just using David's experience because I had years of that, but just his voice and his resonance and his kindness sets up this aperture that allows you to remember and resense your core essence. And then once that happens, then all sorts of stuff happens, because all that other stuff isn't you. It's like,
And this,
and
yeah, Viivika, so do you agree?
yes, I just wanted to say that in order to start to remember, we were starting to embody ourselves, this different layers of levels of our soul. And this is its remembrance. And when we're embodying these parts of our soul, they're always including this remembrance of ourself. It's like a really deep package of information that opening up when we are ready to remember.
Well, the other thing I wanted to share was that people, as they're processing all of this change right now, not everyone realizes that those aspects of themselves that they've been hiding are really, once you have released those shames, those aspects of your personality that no longer serve you, once you've released them, that leaves open a space for more of the love that you are to be embodied. And that's what I find that the work that you both are doing has done for me. It is actually as though there's room finally for that. The character part of me, or the part I thought that I was hiding, that everyone else could see, but I thought I was doing a great job of hiding it.
How did that work out for you, Kat?
Well, I don't think people realize that, but the freedom and the childlike innocence and the joy that comes from releasing those old programs, or the concern about following what you're supposed to do, all of that, that's not creative. I think the universe wants you to co-create with it at every level. And if you're reducing what you are allowed to do to create, you're missing a bunch of it, right?
So if you focus on remembering who you are, I mean, how many times have we heard philosophers and saints and people that we think are holy, perceive as being holy people? How often have we heard people admonish others to know thyself, know yourself? When you focus on remembering who you are, all of the stuff that you're not just begins to come up so that you can be let go and fall away. It's all just silliness. Really and truly it is. Everything that we thought was important becomes not important at all when it comes to just being, remembering who we are, and just being who we are. And one of the things that we offer is because, to a large degree, her and I, we do remember who we are. When I look at her, I see her, I truly see her, not as the human being that she is, although I see that also. But I also see who she is, who her and I are as a soul. And I see that completely, with no filters, no distortion at all. And I'm not going to speak for her, but I can, that she sees me in the same way. And so when we're with people, what we offer, really and truly, we can't activate anybody. I don't even like the word activating anymore. It means that I can do something in your energy field, or she can do something, or we can do something with your energy field and override your own your particular journey or path. And then to me, that's just hubris, to think that I would know better, or that we would know better what's best for anyone, and we don't. But what we offer is this unified field that when we're together, that you can feel, and it is a quickening that happens. And we're certainly not the only people on the planet that do this. There's lots of highly evolved souls on the planet right now doing really, really big work. And in essence, what they're doing is quickening everybody. They're sharing the essence of themselves, just like her and I do, with others. And the effect that that has on somebody is to quicken them. It helps them remember. And it may only be just for a moment. It may be something that happens and they go boom. But that's about them. That's not about her, necessarily about her and I. That just means that they were really ready, and it just took a little tiny bit for them to be able to step into the next stage of their ascension, of their embodiment.
So before we came on, you mentioned about the opportunity. Here we go. You mentioned the opportunity that you're finding to evolve yourselves and remember your soul's journey from past lives. Could you talk a little bit about that? And Viivika, please, you're welcome to chime in, please. Because the glimpses I've gotten from being with you guys has been the expanded view. I don't know that I've experienced an exact past life, but the viewpoint that I had in those other lives becomes available. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, because that's a big part of the fun, I think, that's going to happen. If I can call it fun, I do.
We, as David said, we're meditating every day with David, and every time when we are together, it's opening us up more and more to really remember who we truly are. and it's opening up layer by layers, and sometimes there is really, really deep remembrance and some stories, past lives. And right now recently we started to remember some of our past lives when we've been together with David and we did the same job what we're doing right now. We embodied this Hierogamos divine union, and right now we just opening up more new layers of this divine union and embodying this new template.
And my perspective on that is that unless another lifetime, which is also happening in this now moment, because everything is now, even if it's a future lifetime, it's still now in that lifetime. Unless something really presents itself, I'm not really interested. I'm interested in being in this moment. And if there's something in another moment that really presents itself that it needs to be looked at and felt and experienced, then yes, it will come through. So the deeper work that is going on is that all of us on the planet, even if we're the most unconscious people that you can imagine, we are being presented with the opportunity to ascend. And we ascend through embodying, through incarnating our souls into our bodies. We don't go someplace else. That's the old way of doing things. And really and truly, there is no other place to go. There's just here and now. That's what we know. So if you look at, and I'm gonna wax being a little bit of a geek here. If you look at some of the cosmic patterns that go on, if you look at our Milky Way galaxy and you look at it to where you're looking at the plane of the galaxy, you're looking at the edge of it rather than the entire spiral. We're on the very, very edge of the spiral of the galaxy. And if you look at the way our solar system moves, sometimes we're above the galactic plane, and other times we're below the galactic plane, and we cycle through that. And those cycles are 24,000 years. And we're right at the cusp of one of those where we're just in between. We're right in the center of the galactic plane. And then there is a much, much bigger pattern, which is a galactic year, which is how long it takes our solar system to rotate one full circumference, one full year in how it moves. And that's a huge number. That's like over 800,000 years. And right now we're at the point to where those two patterns are perfectly in sync, like gears in a clockwork, aligning just perfectly in a way that they haven't aligned in a very, very long time, if you think of time. And not only are we leaving the old way, moving into what many people call 5D or New Earth, and there are many, many versions of New Earth. Earth is a frequency, and whatever frequency is our core vibrational frequency, that's the version of Earth that we live in. But something even deeper is happening, and we're not the only people that speak of this. There's lots of teachers and really advanced souls on the planet that know of this and speak of it regularly. We are becoming something brand new that has never been here before. We are no longer going to be human beings. We are no longer going to be Homo sapiens. Some people have crafted the phrase Homo luminous. Human beings that are so filled with light that we literally can light up the night. And that's really and truly, that's the very essence of the work that Viivika and I are working with. In the meditations that we do, that's exactly where we go to every time, is this transfiguration, this transformation. And it's not just, we're not doing it just for her and I, although we are doing it for her and I.
My perspective to that is that our Mother Earth, Gaia Sophia, there is really deep transformation that's going on right now, and there's many versions of Earth, like David said, and this ship becoming right now, the sun, the diamond sun, and everybody in the earth, we becoming part of the Gaia. We are not just living anymore on the earth, but we living as one consciousness, as Gaia Sophia, as one being. At the same time, we still holding this our uniqueness also, and this is what we told about with David, this new versions or new human being. We are embodying right now this diamond sunlight body, and we are becoming this sun beings with Gaia.
And personally, I can say it's challenging on the body. My body has been really challenged for the last few months. Some of which you know about, Kathy. Viivika knows about, because we meditate together every day. And it's just the transformation. And it's the transfiguration. It's the complete change into an entirely new being.
I love it.
The species has not been here before.
So
When we, sorry,
Go ahead.
when we're talking about this diamond sun body, this diamond sun wakening up within us, and when it's happening, we're starting to feel these waves of this like solar flashes within our body. We're becoming the sun, and I can only describe my experience right now, but there's many different experiences. But how I feel it's like really deep radiation within our body, and sometimes it feels a little bit like we are sunburned inside. so it's really deep transformation in cellular level. So, and sometimes it's challenging, but at the same time we're feeling also this amazing transcendental states of love, because we are becoming embodiment of this divine union with source. And this diamond sun, this is the purest expression of source in form.
So-
Just 1 second, Kathy. I'd like to really amplify that doing this work, you step into the deepest parts of your heart that there are, and you discover how deep your heart really can be, really is, and you begin to know the love that you really are, and it becomes so amplified that it's some days almost overwhelming. And it's gloriously beautiful. And that experiencing that state has nothing to do. Yes, it's a little easier because her and I are the same soul. And so we have the opportunity to mirror back to each other how we're feeling, what we're experiencing, what we're seeing. But that doesn't preclude that you have to discover or find that you are in a one soul relationship or a twin soul relationship with somebody else. This all happens internally with each one of us too. It happens internally with me, and happens internally with her. It also with us happens externally with both of us in terms of how the alignment with each other is inside of us. But it doesn't matter who you are. This happens inside of every single person. And that's a lot of what the retreat that we have coming up in Mount Shasta is about, is the uniting of the masculine and feminine streams coming together and merging. And when they merge, then everything that used to be in polarity, in duality, it lifts up, it comes up to your high heart, and then that now becomes your heart. You don't even have to talk about your high heart anymore, because everything is now your high heart. And from that space, everything is possible. Everything is possible.
The reason I wanted to come back in is I wanted to share for people that might have a concern that they can't function still while they're going through these changes, because a lot of people talk about Kundalini awakening and the disorientation that can cause. But I found that I'm much more capable of functioning in this world by opening and being more true to who I really am than I was before. So I wanted to just state that if you're starting to think about, yes, I know this is why I'm here. Yes, I know I'm here to open up and embody my true love essence. And you're worried about will you be able to maintain your job, your relationships, whatever it is. I think you'll find that this is actually the secret sauce that helps you do everything better, right?
Well, I'm not gonna blow smoke at you or anybody else, Kathy,
Well, okay,
because there are moments when it's really challenging. And that's not to say that it's not filled with unbelievable amounts of grace and kindness and tenderness and love. There are moments that all of us go through, and it depends completely and totally on the individual.
right.
Are you in resistance? Are you holding on to your old self for dear life? Like if I let go at any point, will I just fly off the roller coaster ride and whatever happens is whatever happens? We're all creating this.
Right, right.
So it depends upon your experience. And when I say that in the full knowledge that sometimes I am really challenged, am I a perfect being? Absolutely not. I'm not done cooking, not even close.
Well, the reason I wanted to belay people's fears is that, like I remember working, this was before I discovered the Eden template work, on opening up my heart, and it almost hurt to open up my heart. I mean, that whole physical feeling of it, like, oh, what's going on here? But once it opened, it was like momentary to have that pain, and then the bliss of it, the relinquishment, the openness, the energy, the benefit outweighs the momentary pain. That's all I was trying to explain.
Always,
Yeah,
always there is grace. Always.
yes, and there is, I also felt sometimes this pain, but there is pain when there is resistance.
Right.
The more we are in this resistance, the more we feel this pain and pressure, and the more we'll relax and just allow, then it's easier. But yeah, sometimes there is some moments and days
Yeah.
it is challenging.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say that when you first start to go in and discover who you are, what you find is a whole lot of you find a whole lot of crap that's not you.
Yep.
And yeah, sometimes we have to be composters. We have to
Yeah.
shovel the crap that's stored up and release it. But there is so much joy in doing this work, in clearing yourself, in allowing yourself to just be who you are.
Well, the other part I wanted to let people know about is that if you're caught into the chaos that's in the global consciousness now, if you're highly sensitive, this work will help you so much because you'll be able to, it's not boundary work where you're having to shut everything out and put all your energy towards creating a barrier around you. Instead, what you do is you're above the chaos. It's as though it's on a different plane of awareness where you're looking at it as an interesting perception of reality rather than you being a victim of it. So you get to really be a co-creator at a really high level, which that's what I hope for everyone. Let's play, you guys. That's why we're here.
Let's play. And
Yep.
we become compassionate observers. We're in the world, but we're not of it.
Exactly.
And sometimes it feels that we are in the middle of the hurricane. And you are there, but you are still this peace and love in the middle of everything. What's going on?
As we know, in the center of the hurricane, it's always still.
Mm.
And that's where we stay. We don't get super involved unless we have really strong guidance to do it with what's going on in the outer world.
Well, that's what I guess I wanted to explain is that those hooks that you have that connect you to the chaos, once you feel you're able to transmute them, then there's not an attachment to it or an identification with it. So it just is rather than part of your being.
We jump off the edge of the cliff and we discover in the jumping that we can fly.
Yep. Yep. Well, I don't know if I was listening to this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have understood that. That's why I'm trying to articulate it, because the freedom, it is true freedom, you guys, what we're talking about. We're talking about you being the divine human that was intended without all the drama, trauma, chaos in your field, and co-creating with the divine at a higher level as you wish. So you're not a victim in any way. It's a totally different perspective of life.
Yeah, and it's a really deep compassion, and we're really caring about others, but we don't care this package anymore.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Well, so for the people that are watching this, you're putting on a wonderful retreat coming up. Do you want to share a little bit about that, David, and explain how wonderful this opportunity is?
So here's a screenshot of our website, and we are putting on or offering a retreat in Mount Shasta from July 8th to 13th. There's still plenty of time to register. And we are working with two themes. One is Mount Shasta's sacred waters, and the other is embodying the diamond rose template. And we understand the nature of water, how incredibly sacred it is. We understand the nature of new elements coming in that are combining water and fire together to form a new element. And if you look at our site, we have a lot of things information that we posted there. And I'll go over our itinerary in just a little bit, but we've recently, just last night and today, decided we've received so many communications from people that have said they can't come for whatever the reason is, just fill in the blank. Maybe it's commitments or family or time or distance to travel, especially for people in Europe. And so we're going to offer the retreat virtually. We're going to film and record each day's ceremony, whatever that ceremony is, and then convert it to a video that we will send out each day. And that way, anybody that wants to, wherever they are in the world, they can participate. And it's really inexpensive. You'll receive five videos plus access to a live meditation that we're going to do on Thursday evening. And we've been gifted with an opportunity to use a really beautiful home here in Shasta. It's called Anna House. And if you know anything about Yeshua, you know that Anna is Yeshua's grandmother, Mary's mother. So she's part of the Mary line. And it's a really beautiful place and has magnificent views of the mountain and also of the incredible sunsets that we have here really regularly. So we're going to do the evening meditation there. And that will be available as a live transmission also if people can join. So the retreat itself, every single day we're going to gather at Sisson Meadows, which is in the middle of Mount Shasta, just to gather together before we leave. And then to begin with, we're going to travel to the Gateway Peace Gardens, which is an incredibly beautiful place. And although I have a picture of the garden there, that is a lavender garden and it's now fully in bloom. This was taken last winter. And here we're going to do the initial invocation. And Viivika is going to do that invocation. And then we're going to journey to Pluto's cave. And Pluto's cave for me is like being in the middle of a huge multidimensional freeway system. Like the freeways here are just 4 lanes, but if you go into any really large city like Chicago, sometimes those freeways are 13 and more lanes wide. That's kind of what Pluto's cave is like. It's this massive portal that has branches that go out all in multidimensionally in every way. And it's a really, really beautiful place to go into and meditate for a while. And we'll do an invocation there. And then just spend some time meditating and sitting there and connecting. It's amazing the kinds of experiences that people have there. And on the second day, we're going to journey to Ascension Rock. And Ascension Rock is an aptly named place on the mountain. And Viivika has the ability to see, feel, sense, know an individual's heart tone when she's in their presence. And she's going to sing with light the original heart tone of each one of the attendees to come. And then it will be sealed. It will be sealed with a rose and water. And as we know, water is a part of every single ceremony that happens around the globe. And on our third day, we're going to journey to Stewart Springs. So Viivika was recently in Glastonbury and gathered water from Chalice Well. And then a friend sent Sabrina Cohen sent even more water to her, and she's going to bring that with her to Mount Shasta. And at Chalice Well in Glastonbury in England, there is a red and a white stream of this spring there. And that's masculine and feminine. The only place that we know of on the planet that there is something similar is here in Mount Shasta at Stewart Springs. There is a red and a white stream here also. And so even if you're coming virtually, we will have water prepared for you that you can put your intention into. Whether it's a blessing, whether it's a prayer, whatever it might be. And then we're going to mix those waters into the stream here. And once those prayers, once those blessings have been given to the stream here, then every person will fill their bottle again and label it and put their blessings and their prayers into it. And Viivika will carry it back to Spain with her. And then in September, on the fall equinox, we're going to do another retreat in Glastonbury. And we'll carry the water with each person's prayers and blessings to be able to mix them and share the water. And this happens a lot. We're certainly not the only ones that are doing this, have ever done this. This is really common in terms of the work that light workers do, is to be able to share the essence of their hearts, the essence of their prayers with the earth, with the land.
And at the same time, this is a really deep meaning of connecting even deeper level, this masculine and feminine energies through the sun fire and water, divine water and sun fire.
And many traditions around the planet speak of this merging, and it's what both of us spoke of earlier, is that when you merge your inner feminine and masculine inside of you, when you merge that sense of duality and polarity, it raises everything up to your high art. So the Tibetans, in their tantric practices, they refer to the white drop and the red drop merging and combining in the heart. And then everything changes when that happens. And so this is not just a metaphor that we're talking about. This is an actual inner practice. So on the fourth day, we're going to travel to Fairy Falls and Hedge Creek Falls. And Fairy Falls is very aptly named. And I've had the privilege of meeting the 6-year-old little girl inside of Viivika. And she's a very special child. And of course it is Viivika. But this young girl is able to speak a secret language to water. And she's going to come through and share this secret language with all of the people that are in attendance, whether they be physically present or whether they be virtual. You'll still receive the blessing. And going down to Hedge Creek Falls, which is a little bit south of Shasta, down near Dunsmuir, is a really, really, really beautiful place. And again, if you wish, everybody has the opportunity to walk behind that fall. And if you wish, you can just step in it and get soaked. And I've done it many times, and it's really wonderful. And there is, at the entrance, to be able to go down into this canyon, there is a lovely little grassy park, and we will all do some blessing work together and some ceremony. Once we've all had ample opportunity to soak ourselves in the water. And then the last full day, we're going to journey to Panther Meadows, which is at the very top of Mount Shasta. Well, not the summit, but it's the highest point that you can drive to. And this is an extremely high frequency sacred place. I don't know of anybody that can go there and not feel changed in some way. The main spring that is there is the portal of the First Nation people that were native to this land. That's the entrance that they came through. So the spring is sacred to them, and we as respectful people, and all people, are asked not to mess with that spring at all, and treat it with the reverence that it deserves. But there is sometimes, when it's a really, really wet winter, the entire meadow is covered with water flowing over it. And the waters here are some of the cleanest and purest that you will ever encounter. Down below in Shasta itself, the water takes years to flow down through the mountain. And as it does, it picks up all of the minerals that it's able to do, and it's purified. And the city doesn't do anything except filter it for sediment. And when they pump it to the house, there's no chlorine, there's no chemicals. It's the only water that I drink. I fill water bottles from the headwater. Mm-hmm. It's actually the headwaters for the Sacramento River, which eventually flow down into the estuaries around San Francisco Bay and out into the ocean. And so we will spend a fair amount of time in ceremony up there. And we're also going to have a catered lunch brought to us so that we don't have to leave the mountain once our meditation time is over. And everybody can stay there in meditation as long as they wish. There's no hurry, there's no restraints to be someplace else. And then lastly, we'll have a large dinner with each other, either at Lily's or at Punkit, one or the other.
So David, can you repeat the website for all this? Because we're almost out of time. So could you share the website, please?
The website is, our address is www.theedentemplate.com.
theedentemplate.com.
If you want more information about the retreat. It's on our homepage. There's a little link right here that you can click on that will take you there. There's lots of information about Viivika and I, how we've come together, how we began to realize, remember who we are. A little bit about our history, which we are still discovering the depth of what it is.
Fantastic.
And the main, I wanted to say that the main intention of this retreat is this alchemy of divine love, this union, this balance and harmony within us. So,
As you might be wondering why there is an image of a rose over Mount Shasta, in addition to the diamond that is there. Because as we do this work, as we begin to finally really merge with ourselves and embody who we really are, a diamond sun emerges in our hearts. And from that diamond sun, roses begin to grow. And they begin to bloom. They open fully. It's as if your heart and other places in your body become a rose that is continuously unfolding and never stops. It forms a toroidal, sorry, for some reason I'm having difficulty speaking words. It becomes a toroidal field around us. And there is a vertical one and a horizontal one, and that becomes as above, so below, as within, so without.
Mhm.
But it blossoms primarily in your heart first.
and this is the beginning of this Eden garden within us. So we really will bloom like a cosmic rose. And then it's
Beautiful.
this different states of consciousness starting to open up within us.
Beautiful. Well, thank you both so much for this beautiful work. I hope many people that watch this will take advantage of their a way to escalate their journey and open up to who they really are by using this beautiful work and the opportunity to be their divine human self. Right now, it's the perfect time. So thank you guys so much. I apologize, we're out of time. We could do this for hours. We should, but anyway, we can't today. But thank you so much, and blessings to everyone. Please go to theedentemplate.com, and anytime you watch this, you'll see that there's opportunities to go and learn and grow and become the beautiful being that you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Oh, yeah. Thank
Blessings.
you. Okay.
Kathy, the website says July 1st to register, at least get your deposit. We're not going to stand on ceremony. If it doesn't work, that you can't get a deposit to us before then, just let us know. We're more than happy to work with you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Thank
for being here with us today.